Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Yes, sir. Monday morning, March 30th. What is poppin', fam? UFC Seattle is in the books. We're going to break down Izzy. What's next? Joe Pyfer. Good Lord. The man has God on his side. We'll get to that. Alexa Grasso. My word. What a finish. One of the best finishes of all time. Michael Chiesa. What a sweet send-off. Terrence McKinney. Still a typhoon. We will get into all that on this episode of the Schaub Show. Let's get after it. What's going on, fam? I'm sunburned again. Your boy spent 8 hours on Saturday, 8 hours on Sunday in the sun in Texas at the baseball field. Here's my thing. I don't bring a chair. It's this weird thing where I think people are like, God, he just stands the whole time. What a badass. My back is so tight. My back is so tight. I don't bring a chair. I just pace around. T played up with the 11U team, so the older kids on the high school field. This dude, as we're driving there, I go, why not you, dude? Why not you? You could be the first 10-year-old to ever hit a home run out of this park. Why not you, dude? He's like, yeah, maybe. I'm like, just fucking do it, dude. And this little dude hit 3 to the fence.
Nice.
Give him a year, that thing's going over. And he's like, Dad, I hit to the fence. I'm like, I know. If you get in the weight room, it's going to go over, Bubba. We just got to get in the weight room. But they ended up winning the whole damn thing, man. Proud of them. T got a ring. So, yeah. But nothing's better. Dude, on my deathbed, they're like, what were the best days of your life? So my son, both of them, T and Bosty played. When my kiddos have baseball games during the day and they play well, and then there's a UFC at night, buddy, when I know T and Boss have games on Saturday and there's a good UFC on Saturday night, I'm like, I wake up with butterflies, dude. I'm like, let's get it, dude. This is living, baby. This is living. And especially when the UFC delivers. So a lot of you are like, God, Schaub can be so negative on the UFC. I'm not. I'll beat them up when I have to, and then I'll give them their credit when credit is due. And I get upset because UFC could do this damn near I don't want to say every weekend because they don't have the roster for it, but they can deliver this to you the majority of the time. That's why I get upset. Now, a lot of you guys are new and you're like, I don't get what's wrong with the product. It's because you just got on board. You don't realize what we had. You don't realize it. You could get this every freaking other Saturday, maybe once a month. But either way, you could get this sort of feeling damn near every other weekend, and they're just not doing it. Like this weekend's fight night. Well, fuck me. That's the worst card I've ever seen. All good, baby. It's all good, baby. Because you gave us Seattle, which, God, that makes me love this fucking sport. And then you have UFC 327 in Miami. That's a fantastic card. And they went, listen, we're giving you a shit sandwich. You're going to have some bomb-ass bread at the top, a shit sandwich, shit in between, and then you have some bomb-ass bread at the end here. And we're cooking, baby. Because UFC Seattle, my God, if you were kind of on the fence about mixed martial arts, watch this card. You're going to fall completely back in love with the sport. If you've been gone for like 2 or 3 years, dude, do yourself a fucking favor. Watch UFC Seattle and tell me this isn't the greatest sport in the world. Now you're gonna watch this weekend, you're gonna jump back off. But listen, then you're gonna jump back on for 327. That's how this goes, buddy. That's how it goes. It's the best sport in the world, man. Let's get into UFC Seattle. My God, where do we even freaking start? You know what? I knew it was gonna be a good night. I fucking knew it was gonna be a special night when Casey O'Neill. Usually when women flyweights fight, I'm like, all right, time to freaking mow the lawn, because you can go to decision. There's not a ton of finishes. Casey O'Neill said, hold my fucking titty milk, and fucking pieced up homegirl. Knocked her out. And I was like, oh, we're getting KOs at women's flyweight? Oh, Seattle is lit. And I've never said those 2 words in my life. 3 words. 3 words. I have CT. 3 words. Seattle is lit. Yeah, I've never said that in my life. They freaking did it, dude. They freaking did it. Chase Hooper, that's a tough one. Hometown, you're one of the biggest favorites on the card. You know, tough. I can only imagine what he feels like. Yeah, that was a tough one. Very tough one.
How'd you feel about that? Do you feel like they called it a little early on that fight, or do you think it was necessary?
Maybe a tad early. Maybe that was one where I was like, I'm never mad at too early. If it's like, especially on the prelims, I'd rather you stop it early than late. Main card, if you're the first 3 fights, I'd rather you stop it early than late. Co-main event, main event, let them go out on their shield. Because usually you're getting vets in there. There's a lot on the line, and they're going to fall back in the queue if they lose. Let that one go a little longer. But when they're, especially Chase Hooper's young, dude. He still has a long ways to go. Like he's nowhere near retirement. He still has a lot of skill development and a lot left in the tank. So it's like, okay, let him live to fight another. So I'm never mad at it. No,
that's fair. Because at first I was like, maybe he could have.
But if he's young, I'm like, yeah, it's probably better. Mm-hmm. And then Terrence McKinney, buddy, how can you not love Terrence McKinney? It's either one or the other. He's either starching dudes in under 30 seconds or he loses. He is must-see TV. Mm-hmm. And even that one was kind of weird because the whole barrage, the whole sequence of events, he throws that high kick. The dude blocks it, but it knocks him off his feet. And then the crowd, especially the ones with a certain angle, thought it landed. And then once it went to the ground, the dude just covered up. But Terrence McKenzie is must-see TV. Terrence McKinney. And then also, still no bonus.
Was there 2 bonuses given out on this card, though?
There's 2 bonuses, not to him, to Alexa Grasso, and I think to Joe Pyfer. But then Terrence McKinney, with all these finishes, he's never got a bonus. Now he gets $25K for finish his opponent. He says, he went on social media and was like, "Don't worry, guys, UFC took care of me." It's like, yeah, but did they give you $100K?
You got to wonder what they do behind closed doors.
I typically know they used to hook me up a little bit, but they ain't giving you $100K. They might give him, 25 and maybe another 25, so 50. He's happy with that. That's why he's defending him. So I get it. Belgari, Abdul Malik. That Malik's a beast. He's still figuring it out. Belgaruri. Get shorter for the division though. He's like 6'6".
It's a big boy.
Big boy. Amazing stand-up. I mean, he put on a clinic. He put on an absolute clinic. That was one they could have stopped sooner.
You think so?
Yeah, because Malik just had no answers, 0 answers, and he's just getting beat up, and it was getting worse, and he should have been finished. He got saved by the bell. That one, I could see him stopping.
Sometimes you got refs that you're like, what do you want to see, a body?
Like, yeah, I do. Douglas looked fantastic.
That was the one I had to text you. That was
his
insane.
jab was just a fucking shotgun.
Everything. It's just the sting on that jab. Like, I was like, he might knock him out with just jabs.
See, I'm a little critical when the UFC signs guys straight from, because they're just, if you don't realize the business model, they're getting rid of the veterans who are, have high purses, and they're just filling these cards because they have to have 45 a year. They're filling the cards with Dana White Contender Series fighters who aren't ready, so you get a shit sandwich. The product is diminishing in general. But then there's guys like Douglas, there's guys like Belgarui, how the fuck you say it? There's guys like that where you're like, God damn, they're talented. Like, you look at Douglas, like, that kid's ready for the UFC.
Douglas makes people look like they shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
Like, even his Contender Series fight, the way he just starched the dude.
Especially against that redhead. It's like, dude, that looks bad.
Yeah, dude.
A redhead just flopping
around. And gingers
like
have high pain tolerance. Yeah. And he fucking
but you see every shot landed because her body gets all red. Yeah, he looked sick, dude.
I'm super interested to see how he starts playing out. I want to see more of him.
You got one at featherweight. And then Michael Chiesa, last fight. Hometown, he's from Aurora. He's from Aurora, Colorado. But I think his parents moved to the Pacific Northwest.
I knew him as a Seattle. Because he would come to see me. He came to see Brian at when we did Spokane. And then he loved it, and then came to see me and supported. So he's a
great dude.
He's so cool.
Great
came
mind.
out to the show, brought his family out.
Yeah, that was a special moment. But yeah, he's originally born from Aurora, Colorado. Look that up, Chin. Most positive I know my Aurora kids because I always cheer for them.
Spokane.
Born in Aurora, but moved to Spokane. But his early years growing up in East Farms with two older sisters. Oh, his grandfather, Daryl, was a motorcycle race promoter and is in the Hall of Fame for fast track racing. Okay.
It's funny, you meet fighters and you're always like, they're always the nicest people you ever meet, but this guy is one of the sweetest out of all of them.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. Ultimate Fighter winner. And I saw some people disgruntled about, they're like, Michael Chiesa, how you can give him a send-off? Well, one, he's had so many fights in the UFC. He's kind of been a staple. He's also on the broadcast team. He was the Ultimate Fighter winner. This is my takeaway in all this, is guys like Michael Chiesa, Anthony Smith, this should be the standard for when you let the UFC know you're having your last fight. Especially if you have, say, over 10 fights in the UFC, they should give you a proper send-off. The problem is like guys like, Tony Ferguson or Kevin Lee, people are like, oh, where was my send-off? Well, you never told them this was your last fight and they went to another promotion. So
Cejudo, I could feel, though.
Yeah.
He keeps on, he's like Jason Voorhees. He dies and keeps on coming back.
Yep. But, so a lot of it has to do with if they give the UFC a heads up. The other thing is, boy, you want to get on that broadcast team. If you want a proper send-off, my God. What they did for Anthony Smith and Michael Chiesa, you're like, fuck, that's... But I also think it's part to the broadcast team, which is in with the content team, so they want to take care of those guys. But like Korean Zombie, they gave a great send-off. Frank Yeager, they could do, there's...
Korean Zombie had the coolest send-off.
Koreans was good.
Ever.
Yeah. And he got dealt with, but yeah. But then again, the guy like Nico Price, he told him it was his last fight.
Dude,
took the fight on short notice. And I'm pretty sure he was like hanging around the cage.
Yeah, he took his gloves off and everything. I felt kind of bad about that.
That was awkward.
They're just like, yeah, take your gloves off.
But again, it's like, I don't know how they're deciding because Nico Price had a ton of fights in the UFC, Mm-hmm. You kind of got to give that guy at least, I don't know if you need to do a whole highlight reel of his career. You should. You really should. We have the time. You really should. But at the very least, give him the mic to thank his friends and family and put the gloves down. You got to give him somewhat of a moment. I don't even need a whole video package like Michael Chiesa.
They're like, sorry, we only made one highlight reel. You got to get the fuck out of here.
Ooh, you got to go. Yeah, that was dirty. I can see why.
I felt bad for him. He was just sitting there with his gloves waiting to be talked to.
He was just sitting there. He's all. And then Michael Chiesa just kept going.
They're like shooing him like a stray cat. Like, God.
Yeah, he thought Michael Chiesa was done, and then DC's like, we got a little video montage for you. You're probably saw, this is cool. It's like the kid that plays travel ball and he thinks he's going to win MVP. He's waiting. He's like, oh, wow. Okay, attention. There is 2 awards. I'll wait around now.
I felt bad.
Yeah, that's not great. Yeah, at least got to give him the mic. At least give him a proper send-off. Let's take a little break from chatting all the things Real Housewives of the UFC because this episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by Nowadays. Nowadays, No Hangover Club. And the first rule of No Hangover Club, you can't get hungover. You're probably wondering, how is that even possible? Simple. You don't have to trade a fun night for a painful morning. We got you guys. Nowadays, is zero-proof THC-infused beverage that delivers a clean, balanced buzz. No hangover, no bloat, no regrets. Just smooth taste, a social lift that actually feels good, and a smarter way to drink, whether you're pouring over ice or cracking it open, ready to sip can. So whatever the vibe, pregame, party, low-key night in, nowadays, how you show up and wake up feeling your best. Because fun shouldn't come with a cost. Welcome to the upgrade. Welcome to Nowadays. Whether you're easing in or tuning things up, the pace is yours to set. Minutes 10 to 20, a gentle lift, you'll start feeling lighter. Minutes 20 to 45, you're in a sweet spot, social, and you're in your groove. Minute 45 to 60, ride the wave a little longer or let it wind down easy. Is it legal? Yes. Nowadays is legal in most U.S. states thanks to the 2018 Farm Bill, which reclassified hemp as an agricultural product. Our hemp-derived THC formula is crafted to sip like a spirit, just without the side effects. What's it taste like, you ask? Well, expect real fruit flavors, a crisp, clean finish, zero hint of THC, whether you're sipping solo or toasting with friends. Nowadays is a made to mix in with any moment. It's nowadays. So if this sounds something tasty you want to try and not wake up hungover, we gotcha. Visit trynowadays.com/Schaub, SCHAUB, to get 30% off your order. That's trynowadays.com/Schaub, or use Schaub at checkout, store locator. All right. Drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Try nowadays. Enough. And then that co-main event, buddy.
Want to see a body.
Oh, here's the thing with the co-main event is I'm a Macy Barber fan. She's probably my favorite flyweight.
Colorado girl, right?
Colorado girl, Greeley. If you know anything about Greeley, it smells like pure cow shit. But some of the toughest people in the world. University of Northern Colorado's up there, so I spent a lot of time with the wrestling team up there. Many of road trips to Greeley, 4 times a week during my career. Nightmare of a drive. Very boring. Town is tough. It has tough people,
Farm town, right?
Farm town. That's because I used to hear it smells like poo poo because the cow blood, because they're slaughtering so many cows. That was the rumor amongst all the meatheads when we're driving up there. I think someone told us, and then we just carried that legend.
It's a running joke on South Park too. They would make fun of Greeley for smelling like horse shit or cow shit.
Pure shit. But so Macy Barber's not only is she a Colorado kid, but then also she trains with my former team at high altitude with one of my best friends, training partner who's now an amazing coach, Cody Donovan. So I root for her. She's a badass. I had her winning this fight. Alexa Grasso was a tough one because, Mexican champion, the Shevchenko fights. She won the first one. Then the next two, it looked like she didn't want to be in there. Her takedown defense was atrocious. She looked like she was getting worse. And then Macy Barber just didn't get off the center line, fucked around and found out. I've never seen in all my years of fighting, training, breaking UFC fights down, doing this show, I've never seen anybody get knocked out and submitted unconscious. Ever in my life. That sequence was so wild because she was out on her feet, sat down, and then Alexa Grasso jumped on her back like a goddamn spider monkey so fast. She was like a zombie from one of those fucking movies. The transition was the fastest I've ever seen. She chokes her asleep, and Macy Barber with those goddamn piercing blue eyes staring at us into the ether. And just so everyone's aware, that's not normal. So you've seen people get knocked out bad, like horrible. Like Emmett, when he knocked out homeboy with Bryce Mitchell, you're like, oh, that kid's dead. They usually come back after like 40 seconds. That's long, Yeah. And when they get choked out, they usually come back. Macy Barber saying she's had issues with seizures before. So to me, that's why I got scared. And the commentating team was like, she's back on her feet. And the cameraman didn't get the note. It was like, there it is. There it is. She's still out. You're like, oh, no, this isn't normal. For someone to be that out of it that long, something's going on. And you really got to look into it. That's so many red flags. I can't believe they kept zooming in like
stop it.
Just staring through your soul and those piercing blue eyes. You're like, Jesus Christ.
You know what it looked like? Remember the old black movies back in the day where like someone would be upside down and you're like, I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
And she gave the Jim from The Office face directly into the camera.
She's all just for 4 minutes straight. She's all,
yeah, I'm like, pan away.
do something.
Pan away.
Team, like, she's back on her feet, drinking Gatorade. She feels fine. I'm like,
She didn't. She went on Instagram and put out a video. Did you see it?
No.
She was like, I don't remember anything that happens. The only reason I remember what happened is because every time I go on social media,
Her face.
it's just me getting the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah, it's going to be a meme for a hot second. By hot second, I mean about 3 months. But that's all right.
It's got to suck though to end up a highlight, because if you're a highlight, then you're going to see it for the rest of your life.
She'll be all right.
Bless you.
Yeah, she'll be okay. She's
That
20.
was the sickest knockout I've seen since Bryce. Maybe worse because they didn't zoom in on Bryce like that.
No, and he was back on his feet fairly fast. This one's bad. Yeah, she'll be okay. She's also 27, so this is her tweet. God is good all of the time. Not that night. lady. No place else I'd rather have been last night, even though I don't remember much. It's another piece of the story. Thank you for the opportunity. Congratulations, Grasso. Love you all. I will be back. The future. Yeah, she's the future. She's only 27 too, so she can fix some of her wrongs there and get back to it.
I will say the biggest worry for me on that though is Shevchenko dog walks Grasso. So if she has to go against Valentina, that's a.
I think that if anything, she'll get like one more win. They want her to be champ. Then she'll fight Grasso, I'd assume, again.
And also, how much longer do you think Valentina has?
Not long. Not 1 or 2.
Right?
Shevchenko will be out of there by the
She's
time
been
she
in it
fights
for a
him.
minute
Yeah,
now.
hot second. She's super weathered. So, and then your main event, Izzy and the newly found member of the church, Joe Pyfer. This one was tough. I like both these gentlemen. I told you guys on, I think, Thursday's show when I got emotional about Joe not believing in himself. Because you don't want to be disrespectful either to Izzy. So Izzy's one of my favorite human beings, one of my favorite fighters. Izzy's thing is, if you look at his losses, dude, this is crazy. He hasn't won a fight since that Poton fight, one of the greatest fights of all time, where he knocked him out. He hasn't won a fight since then. So
0-5, right?
yeah, well, he's lost 5 out of his last 6. 0-4. He's won 1 fight out of his last 5. So yeah, the Father Time's come, knocked him on the shoulder, said, "Hey, bub, you're up. You do what you want to do, but you're up." What's tough too, if you're an Izzy fan, is if you look, not to take the Sean Strickland fight out of it. That was a weird one, DUIs, and this wasn't focused. Sean pieced him up. But the DDP fight, if you look at all the judges' scorecards, like he was winning that fight, the Imavov fight, winning that fight to the eye poke, and then the Joe Pyfer, he won that first round. So the game plan and the tactical kind of moves he's making is working in the first round. So if he would have just fought all 5 rounds, he did that first round, the kicks, he went away from the kicks for whatever reason, but stay at distance, use your kicks, avoid the big punches, keep getting kicks, defend the takedown. It's not going to be that exciting. Maybe later on, Joe Pyfer will open up and he has the opportunity to knock him out, but really just stick to that game plan. Even if it's boring, you're going to win. For whatever reason, now that he's older, he just doesn't do that. He just doesn't do that. So you saw in the second round, he went away from the leg kicks. He did get taken down, but he went away from the leg kicks. And then now he was like, "Oh, Joe Pyfer, you have all the power in the world. I'm down to trade." So call it what you want. I call it having the dog in you. The willingness to win at all costs, that is gone from Izzy. So once that's gone, you're never beating the top 10. Never, ever happening. It's never happening. If you don't have that dog in you and that competitiveness drive where when things go rough, you, no matter what, find yourself a way to will yourself out of it, to continue to give yourself an opportunity to win. Once that's gone, you're never winning a top 10 fight. Those days are over. So for Izzy, is he a tad slower? Yes. Is his movement still great? Yes. Are the kicks there? Yes. Is the IQ there? Yes. But that dog in him, the willingness, the competitive advantage that Izzy had his entire career, were one of the very best. And here's the thing about Izzy, to give him his flowers, which all of you should. Izzy, if you include his kickboxing record, I think he has like over 115, 118 fights. So that competitiveness dog in him has been around for so long. He's had it for so many years. Eventually it diminishes, and unfortunately we're seeing it now. So he'll do enough to win those first rounds against the top 5, top 10 guys. He does enough where you're like, "Oh, he's back, baby." But once that's gone, as soon as the fight doesn't go his way, it's over. It's over. Like, there wasn't any really hard shots from Pyfer. We've seen him take harder shots. There isn't one thing you can point to him like, "Oh man, he got lit up there." There's really none of that. And you can see him like in pain when Pyfer has his back, or just he's showing pain. You don't know you're doing it, but you're trying. You find a way out, And I can relate to this in the Travis Brown fight. I've been in way worse situations, way worse. I shoot in, he clips me, I turtle up, and he's raining shots down. I could have done something. In my younger years or even 2 fights previous to that ain't doing it, dude. That ain't. It's going to be a lot tougher to get me out of there than that. That ain't shit. I wasn't even bleeding. I wasn't even concussed. And the ref saying move and you just don't. You kind of, it's just self-sabotage in there. And what's tough is you don't see that in training. You don't see it in the gym. Your coaches don't see it. Your training partners don't see it. It comes to fruition the night of the fight when it counts. You're just like, fuck it. It's literally, in your mind, you're just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's literally this, fuck it thing. And once that's gone, you got to stop. You got to stop. So for Izzy, here's how this goes down. He's one of the greatest of all time, one of the greatest to do it. If you're new to the sport, you've only seen him lose. And it's such a shame because, boy, did you miss out. He's one of the greatest middleweights ever, if not the greatest. He lapped the division. Izzy walked so Poatan could run. There's no Poatan unless Izzy didn't leapfrog the entire division twice and run through him. So that's why Poatan came along, for those of you that don't know. And now we have the great Poatan. Potan's a big game hunter. He's a little different than Izzy. But Izzy was on top of the world. And then after 100 plus fights, that dog in him has been like, dude, let's chill. Izzy's a smart guy, has a lot of real estate investment. So there's also that. But this is how this will go if Izzy wants to stick around. I wasn't crazy when he got on the mic and was like, I'm not done. I'm not done. You're like,
He did the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep.
Forgetting that Wolf of Wall Street didn't end up great for...
No, I was going to say, how to end up for that guy in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Not fucking great. He got dealt with.
He lost everything.
Yeah, and that's going to happen to Izzy. Meaning, not his real estate investments and other business adventures he has going on, but as far as the UFC, this is how it will go, is if you stick around. So you lost to Joe Pyfer. Okay, his worst loss of his career. When you see, remember, he was undefeated till Poatan came around. Again, Izzy was so dominant, they had to find a guy and fast track him who beat him in glory to finally beat him. So his first very loss ever was to Poatan. Well, at middleweight.
Yeah.
At 205, he lost to Jan. All good. He shot for the moon, landed on the stars. This guy was just too big, whatever. But his very first loss at middleweight was to Poatan. And then he beats him. And then it's just this, Strickland, DDP, Imavov. You're talking about the champ, the number one guy, the number one contender now. And then Joe Pyfer, this is his worst loss. Guy's ranked 14. But this is how it will go, Izzy. This is the UFC model. I sure as shit guarantee this is how it's going to go. So now they go, okay, Izzy's kind of a shell of himself. The dog's not in him anymore, but he has name value. The fans will tune in when he's a main event on these fight nights. There's no more pay-per-view, so we don't have to worry about that. So we can put him as main events on fight nights, and people will tune in. Right. So they're not going to set you up for success. What they're going to do is set up these other young lions to build off your name until finally you just can't get enough of it, and you wave the white flag. That's how this is going to go. So I would assume what they want to do, you look at the division, they're going to go, who do we need to build for the next star? We need to work on Americans. Joe Pyfer, he put Joe Pyfer on, so now Joe's in the top 5. Who else can we use? And Izzy will probably drop down to 10, I assume, something like that, but he's still a ranked guy, huge name value. Well, if Bo Nickel beats Dawkins, they're probably going to be like, let's do Bo Nickel, Izzy. People are going to tune into that. It's a good fight for Bo. Let's build off of Izzy and Bo.
So you think he becomes like a gatekeeper?
Yep. To the young lions. And it's no way to make a living. It's a nightmare. It's just a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. I don't know. I don't know if this information is out there. Chin, how many fights does he have left on his card? Because I'll tell you what he should do.
I have a 2-part question after.
You can ask me now while I look for it.
So let's say play this game where let's say Izzy has one fight left on his card. All right, do the Bo Nickel thing that they want to do if Bo Nickel wins at the White House.
Early 2026, less than 10 fights.
Well, that means nothing.
So it's not public.
Previous contract before 2022 renewal, his match confirmed he only had 2 fights remaining. So he signed pretty recently. So I'd assume they signed him to at least a 6 to 8 fight deal.
Yeah.
He's going nowhere. But let's say somehow the UFC were to let him go, which they're not, but let's just, for this fucking show, say somehow his lawyer got his shit together and figured out a way to fight this contract and they release him. There's some fun stuff he can do, very a la Anderson Silva, Darren Till-ish, where he could do those MVP fights. Like, you wouldn't watch Jake Paul, Izzy?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
Oh, I would.
Not in boxing.
You wouldn't watch Nate Diaz, Izzy?
Maybe.
Darren Till, Izzy?
I guess it's just a Izzy,
Yo
Izzy
Romero,
guy.
Izzy? But my point to all this is you're making more money than God, and none of these guys are in their prime.
My problem is just the more he does this gatekeeper stuff, the more it just tarnishes his legacy.
It diminishes. That's why I'm saying don't do it.
Yeah.
Get out, and then go fight the older heads with big names where you're better than them.
Sure.
And you're going to make money, and you're going to stay relevant, you're going to stay on social media. Go do that, because UFC is not a place for that. The UFC is a land of fucking monsters.
You don't want to see him be
to
a Bobby Knuckles or a Michael Bisping at the end. I love Michael Bisping, but they made him a
They
glorified
sent him to
gatekeeper.
China and had him get fucking starched against Kelvin Gastelum. Made
And
no
to have
sense.
that, it's one thing if you were a guy who never who wasn't like a legend of the weight class, but to go from the best, like debatably the best of all time at that weight class, to just be this who the UFC sees to just boost other people's careers, that sucks.
Sucks. It sucks.
But I have a two-part question about Izzy. And so one being, in my opinion, the reason what made him the best at that was he had Anderson Silva level elusiveness. Like
Yes.
his level of being elusive was just unbelievable. Like the Gastelum fight, the Paulo
best.
Costa fight, Vettori,
Setting traps everywhere.
the way you couldn't hit him. You know what I mean? That was like early.
Impossible to hit.
And I don't know, is it something that diminishes with age, or do you think that he just lost the confidence that he had?
A little bit of both. Like you'll see when a guy gets older, he's not willing to trade the same. He's not willing to take advantages.
He's standing there with his head in there against someone like Joe Pyfer, who's got all the power. And I'm like, where's
Self-sabotage.
Like the Izzy that beat Paulo Costa, that Izzy would not have stood right in front of
or he
Pyfer.
would stand there expecting a big punch and he'd counter it to knock him out.
Yeah.
But now he'll still get out of the way of the punches, but he's not
getting hit a lot.
He's not countering it. He's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, I was watching. I was like cringing the amount of hits that he was taking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the second part to that question is, I don't know if you saw what Sean Strickland had to say about Izzy. He
Sean
put out-
Strickland recently?
Yeah, he put out a video saying that Izzy was never actually that good. It was just like the people that he beat back then were just lower level talent.
Oh, wow.
Like guys like, he's like, Kevin Gastelum's not a great fighter and this and that. And he's like, you guys hype Izzy up, but in reality, he was just fighting shittier competition.
Man, Robert Whittaker's pretty
Yeah,
fucking
Rob is
good.
probably the best
Rob's
example
one
of why
the
that's not
best
true.
ever. He starched him. Paulo Costa in his prime was a fucking problem. Yo Romero, he beat him, boring fight, but he beat him. Poatan.
So you think he's speaking out of line?
Yeah, especially
so.
for Strickland, like that doesn't make you look great, man. Because then you beat that guy by decision, and he was out like for weeks before partying, drinking, and you couldn't finish him. Like you want to up your opponents that you've beat. Yeah, he was one of the greatest. When I fought him, toughest fight of my life, I beat that dude. I'm gonna do the same to Hamzat. Like you don't be like, yeah, he was never shit, man, because that
Yeah.
just makes your win look bad. But Strickland gonna Strickland.
It's also sad to me because to me, I see him being another Anderson Silva, because like people who started watching the sport late, they see Anderson Silva like, oh, he was good, but they don't realize
no idea.
that this guy. I remember watching him come into and fight. I remember thinking Chris Lieben was unknockoutable. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't put him out, and the fact that he made him tap from strikes.
Beat the piss out of him.
And I was like, who is this guy? And he had this like level of mystery, and like he was
so
like,
did
it was
Izzy.
like, it was like watching a ninja.
Dude, remember how big Izzy got? So big that Izzy was upset with me because I said he was too small for Jon Jones. Remember, they wanted Jon Jones. Izzy wanted that fight. That's how he got to fight Jan, if you remember. They're like, all right, here's Jan. If you beat him, we'll give you Jon. If you remember that, he was aiming for Jon. They're like, no, here's Jan. And then, he's just too much for him. And then Izzy came on food truck and was like, dude, you got to quit saying I'm too small. And Izzy was like an inch taller than me. He's like, I'm a big fucking dude.
Well,
man.
Izzy's very tall.
Yeah, Izzy's a big boy.
He doesn't have a lot of weight on him.
Great
but
personality too. Like he was great for the sport. Like, There's no hate. My thing is he's one of my favorites, but it's over. It's over, and it's like, do you just want to sit around and make a mockery of you, or just use your name to build up other guys, or just dip out? But he's not getting out his contract, so it's almost irrelevant at this point. But you tell me you don't watch, like, now don't build young cats off Izzy. It's fucked up. What you could do is Michael Venom Page at 85, Izzy.
I would love that. That would be the matchup that you'd want to see.
Yeah, but that has all the indicators can be a very boring fight. Who's gonna engage?
Or it could be a fun fight like him and when Izzy fought Anderson Silva and they just like, it was like watching Bruce Lee versus fucking Chuck Norris. It was just like a kung fu clinic.
I think something like that would be good.
And was it a fire burner? No, but was it cool as shit to watch?
Fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, MVP Izzy's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun fight. They're both older, both legends. Do that.
Yeah.
Don't just build up. Don't give him a Bo Nickel. Don't give him these younger guys. And then for Joe Pyfer, you got to tread lightly with this one too. But for Joe Pyfer, I told you, you passed the test. You beat the legend. People are like, oh, is he ready for the top 3? It's like, take it easy. This is his first big test. He got it done. He did lose the first round, but he found a way to win. This is a huge feather in his cap. Do I look at that and go, oh, he can beat Hamzat? No. Oh, he can beat Strickland? Probably not. But we don't know. What I would do next with him is DDP. Let's get the big boys in there. Get 2 thoroughbred, farm-fed white boys and have them duke it out. And for DDP, why not, dude? Joe Pyfer just beat Izzy. It's a huge win, feather in his cap. He has all this momentum. DDP, former champ. For Pyfer, it's like, all right, dude, now, I told you, you beat Izzy, it's off to the races. Now we got to get back in the gym. I don't care how you feel about your girlfriend, what the fuck's going on there. You got to get back in the gym because now you got Hamzat, you got Strickland, you got Imavov waiting. Imavov's just going to wait for the title shot. So people are like, oh, Pyfer versus Imavov. No, that's not happening. That also does nothing for Pyfer, to be honest. What you would do is you would use another big name like DDP. DDP Pyfer's the only matchup you make. If you win that one, then you get a title shot, and we'll figure out the rest from there.
Yeah, you beat 2 champions.
He doesn't match, like if you look at like Fluffy, it doesn't do a lot for Pyfer. That's a tough fight. Brendan Allen, tough fight. Imavov, tough fight. Like that. Kyle Baralio, tough fight. It depends how much they like Pyfer. If they give him DDP, they like him. That's probably his toughest and best matchup in the top 5, and DDP's ranked number 1.
And he needs a fight.
He needs a fight, so this would do it, and Pyfer seems okay. His leg might be a little janked up. What were your thoughts when Pyfer was like, just a week ago, I was going to commit suicide, and then Daniel Cormier is like, cool, let's check out this video package. It's like, whoa.
In all fairness, DC is not built for a psychiatrist. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
that's a lot to put on someone.
You're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Let's
check out this knockout you had here. Let's check out the sequence that finished him. In Joe Pyfer in the press post-fight press conference was like, I cheated on my girlfriend. I was about to take my life.
He didn't say, but he did, say he left.
Basically,
he alluded to that. Yeah.
So here's the thing with all this, and we gotta tread lightly because I don't suffer from what he suffers. I will say this: I've had people very close to me in my life who do suffer horribly from depression. You would not know that they suffer from it, nor would you know if they tried taking their lives. The people that are really, really serious about it don't tell a soul, and that's an issue, right? That's a huge issue. So when I see this, when you're at a press conference, some of it, a little bit is like, hold on, bro, because you were going to break up with your girlfriend or commit suicide? That's insane, dude. But it's also a tactic people use to keep that person close. So I tread super lightly. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, we don't know all
life.
the pieces.
I don't know all the pieces. I just know in my experience with legit, like I just had a comic that worked with me in Spokane, Tacoma, take his life. Father of 5, 3 different baby mamas. You had no clue he had depression. I had no clue. Literally, homeboy texted me yesterday. It was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say, just committed suicide. I'm like, what? Did he have a bunch of kids? Like, yeah. I'm like, he was like the happiest dude on tour. He's like, yeah, I don't know, man. It was dealing with some demons. We didn't know either.
Yeah.
So usually the people that are about that, they don't let you know.
Sure.
So with Pyfer, it's like, so let's say this is real, which it is, but let's say he actually suffers from depression. This would be bipolar manic depression. This is terrible. Let's say he actually suffers from that. By him bringing this up, you could look at this like this is a form of him reaching out for help, but most guys are too manly, too ego to actually ask for help. So he's reached out for help. Now, a lot of the MMA community is like, oh, you're just using this as an excuse. You got caught cheating on your girlfriend. You might be right. You might be right. Or he is like most men and doesn't know how to deal with this. And this is actually an attempt to reach out for help. And this shouldn't be something we just skim past. Let's say it is just a tactic to keep his girl who's going to marry. Okay, great. Let's say it's not. So the UFC should probably use their resources and not fight him again until we figure out exactly what's going on here.
If it really is
suicidal,
if it really is that.
if that's even an option, Bubba, buddy, fuck fighting, dude. You're gonna be done with this in 3-4 years. Fuck fight. You have your whole life ahead of you. Young kid, smart kid, all the talent in the world. Hold up. Yes, we'll talk about DDP, but what's going on here?
See, I took it a little different. I agree with everything you're saying, but I took it a little different because I felt like it was him trying to show his testament to God and like him just trying to show like how strong the power of God is in your life more than just being like, oh, my ex-girlfriend. But, you know, I don't know his other backstory because maybe he just framed it that way. But it seemed like he was just trying to show, like, this is the power of God in your life.
Yeah, I don't think he's a bad dude. I don't think there's any evil intentions. Like, yeah, I got caught cheating. I found God. I was going to commit suicide. The people are going with that narrative are idiots. I think, yeah, man, maybe. Now, also when he goes, I was a shitty person, I was a bad person. Okay. So probably meaning he was giving into temptation. Girls on the road, girls around his apartment complex or doing shit like that, you know? So it's like,
what's up, girl?
Complex.
Someone sent me some Reddit thing of his neighbor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah, I just didn't make that up. But who knows if that's real.
That's funny. I don't know.
Who knows if any of that's real.
I was like, that's specific.
Yeah, there's a reason for it. But
Pluto TV has thousands of free movies and TV shows.
You swear?
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
This is the mindset.
Free.
This is the mantra.
Free!
This is the mindset.
With movies like Titanic, Dreamgirls, and Gladiator.
Are you not entertained?
And TV shows like Survivor, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Fairly Odd Parents, and Ghosts. Pluto TV is always free. Huzzah! Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
you know, quit calling yourself a bad guy, dude. You know, you make mistakes. It's not the end of the world. Also, maybe he is suicidal. Maybe thought about it for a moment because, you know, when you're so in love with somebody, you mess it up. He's young. He's young. So, and young people do dumb shit. Like when any of the survivors who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, any of the survivors, they go, the number one thing as I jumped off was like, oh my God, I regret this. You know, so a lot of it's young, irrational thinking.
Except for that guy who got saved by that sea lion.
Yeah, that was dope. The
That
sea
was
lion was
pretty
like, I got you. I got you, bro. So Joe Pyfer, like, I don't think it's something you just kind of, he's all right. He won, so now he's good. If you actually have depression, and people that with it know this win doesn't cure that. There's not enough happiness in the world to cure that. So a win over Izzy is massive. If you actually have depression, I'm telling you, it's not going to fill the tank you're hoping for. So he should probably get help.
How many awards did Robin Williams win?
No.
Doesn't fix anything.
No, none of it.
So yeah, I agree. I'm in full agreement with you though. Like if whether this is real or not, like the UFC, it would be great if they actually reach out and get him help. You know what I mean?
I think legally they have to too, because let's say this following week, heaven forbid, he were to do something. UFC, he told you in his press conference.
That's a bad look.
Horrible look. So getting him checked out. And dude, he's so talented, buddy. I hope he figures it out.
He also,
you versus DDP.
I will say his win over Izzy was way more dominant than than DDP's.
Yes.
Like
yeah.
DDP, like obviously, like he has like Looney Tunes level like plot armor the way he fights. Like he'll just like fall into a takedown and this and that. Like everything Joe did was very methodic, Like, he knew not to stand right in front of Izzy in the first round. The only problem I will say is, like
kicks?
Yeah, he needs to check those because
There's really not a lot of guys doing it, though. Like, Izzy is really the only guy at that level. I mean, he fought Poetom, that ain't happening. But there's really not too many guys at that level who are going to damage your leg like that. So it's like, all right, you pass the test. The leg kicks are an issue, but there's nobody in the top 5 who's going to do that.
Hamzat's not kicking your legs.
No. DDP, they throw those big kicks, which is easier to navigate. Izzy's mix it. It's like a fucking jab for him.
I don't remember if it was you or who I heard talking about it, where it's like regular leg kicks like above the knee are so rare nowadays.
Yes.
And there's a lot more calf kicks, right?
Calf kick, ankle kick, where it's really trying to take out that leg. It's an issue. You got to address the issue. But he passed the test. Now the criticism on Joe's gonna be like, man, you look at that and you think he's ready for a Honda? No, but he shouldn't be. He's still learning, still adapting. He got past the big hurdle, and now it's time to get back to the gym.
Mm-hmm. How long did Hamzat have to wait for a title shot?
Yeah, man.
And Hamzat, as dominant as he was, he had to wait.
Yeah. And even he had stuff to work on. His cardio, striking,
Which is something I'm still in question about.
100%.
We still don't know what happens when he goes to deep waters with someone who could actually
Well, he went to deep waters DDP and ended up on his back and mount.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but deep waters in the sense where it's competitive. Because DDP versus Hamzat was watching someone have his way with another man for 4.5 rounds,
23 minutes.
Yeah.
So for Pyfer, all those are like, he can't beat DP, or he can't beat Imavov, or he can't beat Hamzat. It's like, nor is he supposed to. That's not the game plan with him, So I would assume too, his management, when he got off stage, was like, buddy, suicide? The fuck? You fucked yourself. Because now the UFC's liable. They're going to have to get you help. This is going to delay everything, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So who knows? I'd love to hear more about it, but...
Seemed like an emotional moment, too.
100%. 100%.
I'm sure people say things that afterwards, when they're emotional, like in that moment with like the rush that you get after winning, especially after beating like someone of Izzy's caliber.
There's a ton of emotions.
You're just getting flooded with emotions, and you're just like... I'm sure you've been like, when you have like a really good show and people are talking to you and you're just fucking talking like nonstop.
Yeah.
It's probably like that where you're like, afterwards, like, what the fuck did I just say?
I know. Yeah. It's an onslaught of emotions. But it would be beneficial for him. Let's say if he wasn't at that level, if he was just like, man, I wanted to kill myself. That's different. I wanted to kill myself. That's different than being like, I was straight up suicidal because of everything going on in my life and I need help. He should put out some sort of statement like, hey, I said some stuff, got taken way out of context. I exaggerated, but that's if he's not struggling with real depression. If he is, we're talking about a different conversation, and it's definitely going to slow things down for his growth.
So just wanted to jump on that real quick. So I'm thinking about all the different patterns with people, right? Especially UFC fighters in general, that use that statement to leverage, just like you said, potentially forgiveness from his girlfriend for cheating on her for all these, who knows how long. Ronda Rousey said she had this brain stuff that happened with her fights for a book, and then suddenly when she wants to fight, the Netflix thing, she's all good.
Yep.
And you've seen people like when they cheat on their girls, they'll start posting pictures with their girlfriend a lot more on Instagram. There's little shit like that, like it's just
couples Instagram all of a sudden.
And he's saying like it's a mental thing, and I just feel bad. So I can see that angle too. But if it is truly something that he's dealing with, then the UFC should definitely look into it.
They have to regardless, yeah.
But I see Jon Jones found God many times, and
Conor found it.
Shit happens, yeah.
Well, I wish him the best. Hopefully he figures it out. And hopefully it's not that serious where he issues out an apology, being like, my bad. I kind of, it's a
stressed
flux
out,
of emotions. I was scared I was going to lose my girl. I was trying to come up with something, Please book me on my next fight. Because right now the UFC is like, dude, no way.
He's such an exciting fighter to watch.
Yeah. Great card, though. Great. To wrap this up, great.
Dude, you know what it felt like? It felt this card was so good. It was like in Men in Black. This was the Men in Black flash to make you forget about London.
I know. It ain't going to make you forget about this weekend's card, though.
You don't like this weekend's card?
No?
No,
it's dog shit.
Is this the card?
Yeah.
Money Moicano.
I guess Chris Duncan, I'll be honest, I did not really know much about Chris Duncan.
Tabitha Ricci.
It's
Yeah,
a
this is,
atrocious. Hey, it's a atrocious card. It's all good.
Atrocious.
It's fucking.
That's his word.
You put
Atrocious.
an H in front of that.
Emphasize it.
It's so bad.
That's 3 H's in front of
Yeah,
atrocious.
bud. Yeah, dude. That's what this deserves. It's terrible.
Are there
not great,
any fights on this that get the juices flowing for you at all?
Makano, I love watching fight.
Yeah.
That main event, I'll tune into. I like Chris Duncan too, but overall, it's just a horrendous card. All good. All good. You have 45 of them to fill. This is a miss. All good.
This doesn't have to do with this card, but this is a theory that I've been seeing getting thrown around. Have you heard the theory where people are saying that like there's just not enough talent for how many cards they want to do, and it feels like they're just stretching the UFC too thin?
Buddy, that theory came from here.
Did it? Yeah. I
Well,
wasn't here. I was
I'm
on
sure
tour
other-
for a couple
I'm
weeks.
sure other people are saying it, but there's 45 cards. They don't have the roster. So I said it's like if I had to do Schaub show 5 days a week.
Yeah.
2 of them would be lit. 2 of them would be popping like they are. The rest is fluff. But if Spotify or Budweiser or whoever came to me and was like, hey, bud, we need this 5 times a week and we're going to give you $20 million, y'all getting this 5 times a week.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be the best, though, so you're going to sacrifice putting your best foot forward. That's what the UFC's doing.
I've been on tour, and you guys have been coming out, which is fucking awesome, by the way.
Yeah, thank you,
So I
man.
missed that. But yeah, I've been hearing talks of that, and I'm like, that makes sense.
They have to. It's the deal with the devil. So, yeah, you're getting your $1.1 billion, but you got to put on 45 cards a year. And so that's why a kid with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights has no business being in the UFC, can now call himself a UFC fighter because he fought in Dana White Contender Series, got to finish, but they need to fill these fights. So those kids are getting signed. And it's way too early for them. But
Yeah,
they have to. They don't have the capacity.
It's losing its luster.
Yes.
It really is. Because you're
There
like,
couldn't be an easier time to get into the UFC than now. It used to be really tough.
I mean, you said it perfectly. The White House card is proof of that, because like, this is the best we can do.
That's it.
This is the best.
And
And if you think any card's going to be this good, which is just, like you said, it's just a really good regular card.
But that's
then
what they're doing the best they can with what they got right now because they've made too many promises.
Yeah. But I mean, that's why I'm like, I'm kind of pumped to see like,
UFC 327's fucking better than the White House card. It's lit. Full card, too. Not this bullshit 6 main event card. No.
and it looks like Connor's really coming back, which I'm very
He's
pumped
coming
about.
back. He's coming back.
Our deadbeat dad is finally going to
Yeah.
take us to play catch.
Yeah, I got my glove ready.
I've been sitting on that porch for a
about 4
long
years.
time.
4 years, dude. Yeah, I love this freaking card.
This is going to be
Top
great.
to bottom, this is better than White House. Not even close. This is great. Kicking off with Kelvin Gastelum, Vicente Luque at middleweight.
I mean, maybe
Tatiana Suarez, Kevin Holland, Randy Brown, Gamrot. Come on, dude. Cub Swanson, Nate Landwehr. That's a more entertaining fight than most of the White
it's
House.
a stack card. I'm just such
Patricio Pitbull, Aaron Pico. Fuck you.
Dude,
Paulo
I'm
Costa, Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker, Curtis Blades, Josh Hokit. Take my money. Joshua Van, title shot. Tatsuya Taira.
Hey, Hokit's not getting enough credit for being the most entertaining guy in
He's
this
great.
division in the longest
Yeah.
fucking time.
Yeah.
He's putting out fucking like WWE Macho Man Randy Savage.
He's
promos.
starting to make people's radar.
Yeah.
This will do it, though. That's why they gave him a big fight. Curtis Blades is
Curtis Blades is, I like him a lot, but
Love Curtis.
I really want to see the rise of Josh. I want to see the rise of Josh
He's
so
funny,
bad.
man.
Because you need someone who's that fun.
He's also the best athlete in the heavyweight division. You know his
He was
background?
a pro football player beforehand, right?
Buddy. Fresno State, all conference, and then finished, I think, 7th. He was All-American wrestler, too.
Was he a wrestler?
Yeah.
Oh.
First All-American from Fresno State.
I knew he was like a legit
and
football
played
player. Yeah.
No, legit wrestler, Bubba.
Really?
Yeah, legit.
That's sick. And he just has. I know that, like, but that's what the sport has come to. Like, this, it's what the sport is now. Like, we need a good personality.
Yes.
Like, the only thing that's keeping the game going right now, in my opinion, is the aura of the Dagestanis and Ilya's confidence. That's all we have. We don't have like a big personality like we had in the Connor days.
Connor days, the Izzy days, when
Nate,
he was at Prime.
yeah.
the prime. Yeah, Connor, Izzy, even Sugar Sean for a long time was kind of the face, but that's kind of gotten a little.
That's why Josh Hokett's got to win this. He has to win this.
I hate doing it because I love Curtis Blades.
Yeah,
my
he's
guy,
like
but
a great guy.
There's not a ton of personality, but as far as a fighter goes, that's a tough fight for Hockett. You're talking, he's not even ranked. He might be ranked now, 14, but buddy, you're fighting Curtis Blades? That's such a tough fight.
Curtis could wrestle, but if Josh is
Curtis
wrestling,
was a JUCO national champ. And then I would say he has an advantage on the feet too.
think so?
Yeah. But athletic.
I haven't seen enough of Hokett's stand up.
It's not bad, but again, Hockett, he's not even ranked in the top 15. So Hokett's going from unranked guys, jumping the queue to 4.
I know.
That's how bad the heavyweight
Crazy.
division is.
Yeah.
And most fans go, okay, yeah, I'll take that.
Dude, I want someone exciting to come up. That's what heavyweight needs to be shaken up by, someone who's going to cut promos.
Yeah, he'll do it.
He's doing promos from his room.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so good. Yeah, I love it. He's like a bro. I love that guy.
I think the only reason why I like the White House card more is because I love Ilya and I love Alex. Besides those two.
No. Poatan, Cyril, and then Ilya, Justin, those 4 fighters, those 2 fights, the
That's
biggest
giving me life.
fight. It's great. Take those away. You go pound for pound. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. But I love, like, Ilya. Brian knows this. I'm a Ilya stan. I love Ilya.
You're Ilya stan and a Volkanovski stan.
Yeah. I've been a fan of Volkanovski since he was the coach. Like, I'm like a hipster when it comes to Volkanovski, where I'm like, I knew
like, before
when
he was big.
When he was the coach of Ultimate Fighter, and I forgot who the other coach was. What's his name?
Who are we talking about now? Volk?
Yeah.
On the Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah. Brian Ortega.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good season. And I just fell in love with how good of a dude Volkanovski is. I'm like, oh, this is just a cool fucking dude. And he's humble and
the best.
Yeah.
The best. He's one of my favorites too.
They did a Food Truck Diaries in a car, right? Back of a car or something like that.
Yeah.
At our Calabasas studio.
Yeah, he's
How
great.
tall is he?
Not tall.
Is he my height?
No.
No?
No.
See, he's doing it for us short kings.
He's the ultimate short king.
He is.
He's such a good person.
Did you ever see a picture of him when he was a rugby player?
Yeah,
He was
it's great.
230
He's all
pounds,
thick. Yeah, he's
just
all
a
thick.
human bowling ball.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. All right, Jim, what do you got?
We have a few little fun things from Dana White here. Here's one of them. Let me refresh.
AI stuff, commercials, part of the promotional content, just AI in the UFC in general. I've seen fans complaining about.
Oh yeah? What are they complaining about?
I guess I've seen people saying that the UFC should be paying artists instead of using generative AI, stuff like that.
Give me a fucking break. AI is coming, and if we're using AI, who gives a shit? People are upset about it. We should use artists.
So is it a UFC internal
No,
choice?
who gives a shit? It has nothing to do with Paramount. Paramount's not telling us how to run our production. We run the production. So every time we change, we go from Fox to ESPN, and then we go to Paramount. People are like, ESPN's doing this, and Fox is doing that, and Paramount, they're not doing anything. They have nothing to do with our production. They do create some of their own spots for fights, but we do all our everything from the artwork to production to music. Everything is done internally and always has been at UFC.
I'm sorry, did he say Epstein
How about
fans?
this? Shut the fuck up and watch the fights. What does that mean?
Shut the fuck up and watch fights. But I'm with Dana a little bit on this. Like, I don't using AI. It's fucking 2026.
I hate AI slop,
so a
though.
lot of people use AI. My criticism is, but do it well. Like, I get it. AI is part of our culture now. A lot of people using AI. I'm with you, man. You got to be current with the times, but do it right. Mm-hmm. Like GFL was a fucking complete nightmare, which I was part of. Complete nightmare. At least when they did the AI whole sizzle package, it was actually well done. It took them a long time to do.
Bro, did you see the AI Sean Strickland and Hamza promo?
Yes, I was just gonna bring that up.
I got that.
That was good AI.
Use that.
I hate AI, but I went, oh, this is
I hate
fucking
AI, but
sick.
that shit was fucking lit. it, dude.
If you're gonna do stuff like that, where it's him finding Hamzat in a haunted house,
Dude,
yeah,
this is fucking it. How this has 47,000 views? What the fuck?
see, this is an AI slop. This is good.
This was well done.
It's from Cage Culture. I didn't like the voice part of it, but
Take my money. This makes me want the fight so much more.
Buddy.
Come
Let's
on.
go. Shout out to Cage Culture, dude.
As much as I hate AI, if they did shit like this, you got me hooked. You got me fucking hooked.
That one's great. But again, the UFC can do both. Like, definitely buy that trailer from them, pay them, and use that because that will sell anybody on that fight. But then also use Boss Logic. Use the other guy, the artists, especially. Don't use AI for the actual posters. Like, hire Boss Logic, especially for the numbered fight events. Like UFC Miami 327, that poster should be so lit. Like, use the actual human artist for that stuff.
Sure.
And then do the AI for this stuff. Like, there's a mix.
I could agree with that.
That's so good. So good.
I love when they and I will say even the posters have gone a little meh
They're
lately.
horrible.
They haven't been great lately.
Horrible.
this is Dana White's comments about Jon Jones as well, because people keep asking about Jon Jones and the White House.
Well, the reason they keep asking is because Dana's like, we're never negotiations. There's nothing there. I'm like, Dana, I'm with you, not giving away all your cards, but you gotta stop that. Like,
You're gaslighting us.
is Jon Jones just making this up? When Jon goes, yeah, you wouldn't do $1 over 15 mil. It's like, just now to Dana's no, I'm not gonna be this defense because even if Dana wasn't dealing with it, Mick Maynard and Hunter Campbell they're informing Dana what's going on. So he's familiar
not
with the
in the dark.
negotiations. Yeah, it's wild where he's like, nope, never. So this is Dana on Jim Rome. I'm never worried about Jones not being clean for a performance enhanced drug. I'm not worried about that. My thing about Jones is in the crunch time, bad things always happen leading up to the fights and all this stuff. Can I count on Jon Jones? Yeah, but have you ever offered him $20 million before?
No.
I bet he'd show up. He pussyfoot around the $30 million with Tom Aspinall. That was weird. I'll give that ducking. That was fucking weird. But he wants to be on the White House card. He just wanted to pay a little more than 15 mil. I guarantee you he's not going to miss that fight for whatever it is, 18, 20 million. He would have shown up.
This is just my opinion.
I also sorry to interrupt. I also think it'd be good if Dana was like, here's the thing. So we offered Jon 15. He said no. That was our limit. We're on a budget for the White House card. We're already over budget. Can we pay more? Probably. He's a little unreliable, so I figured this card's going to do numbers no matter what. It didn't work out with Jon. I wish him the best. Done.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's it.
Because I don't think Jon wanted, because I don't think he, call it duck, whatever you want. Has arthritis in his hip. Like, he's not the same fighter as he used to be. And a fight like he would have had against Tom Aspinall would have just been, that's going the distance, in best case, right? So that's not the fight he wants to. So I understand why he didn't want that fight to be his going out fight, but still offer him the same amount of money because if he would have taken that for
Poton.
Yeah. Because he could see himself beating Poton.
Correct.
I think it's a lot more questionable with Tom.
Yeah. Agree 100%.
So that's why you should offer them the
Dana
same.
be like, he was never going to be on the White House card. It's like, well, it's just not true, dude. I get as a promoter, you bullshit and you lie. I get that's part of the business. But with this, no, we know exactly what's going on, dude. Again, if you're just like, it's not even this, it's just the budget. Jon was a little difficult to work with. He's a little unpredictable. It didn't work out for this card. It's not happening. That's it.
I don't know if you talked about this yet with the White House card, but have you thought about the fact that the time, I didn't even think about this, the time of year that they're going to be doing this and it's going to be outdoors, they're fighting in a fucking swamp in the heat. It's going to be fucking brutal.
Rogan was the first one to bring that up. He's like, dude, that humidity out there, I'm going to wear all black.
In the Northeast, we get humid in that time of
You
year.
got to think about the fighters. You got to think about the fighters. Is Ilya going to give his best performance in that weather?
it's going to be hard.
Yes.
They're going to be running. They're going to be gassing out faster.
Yep.
They're going to be.
It's definitely gonna be an X factor.
The logistics are gonna. It's a nightmare. Like, how are you gonna? What are you gonna air condition outside?
I don't know what you're gonna do. We'll figure it out.
They have like the amusement parks where there's fans and like spritzes of water.
They're gonna spray you.
Matt's just wet as fuck. What else you got?
So yeah, you guys. I'm sure you guys all saw this part where Buffer read a name, and apparently Buffer read it incorrectly. It wasn't like a mistake with the cards. Yeah, he just messed up. So this is Dana White's.
You gotta love Buffer. Like, you miss Buffer when you watch him and Michael Chiesa. When he's in his face, it's like you ain't find another announcer to do that. Like, Buffer's so special. You won't realize it till he's gone. Dana also fumbles the bag here when he's like, Bruce Buffer's probably in the back trying to kill himself. It's like, right.
This time was not the best. Yeah.
Talked about killing himself.
This is not the bit for today.
Not good.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's happened
in a while, though, right?
Yeah. Buffer probably hung himself somewhere back here tonight.
Jesus, Dana.
But yeah, Buffer is an absolute pro, and very rarely does that guy make mistakes. I think it's happened one other time. We could send him to counseling, and he made it through it.
Last one for me. You were.
Yeah, that was just pretty funny. But yeah, Buffer barely. I think I only remember it one time as well.
Yeah,
before.
nobody's perfect. It's all good.
No one's perfect. Yeah. We did that one already. This, I wanted to get your take on Ronda Rousey's statement on this.
Listen, take whatever she says with a grain of salt. She's a promoter now. She's learned from the best in Dana White. So take that in consideration. She's a promoter. This whole card's riding on her back. So, of course, she's going to say it's the best card of all time. So she says, I know I'm biased, but I can't remember ever seeing a single card more stacked than this in MMA history. Oh, that's so off.
I think she's been on better cards.
Yeah, dude. This is what happens when fighters come together and bet on themselves. Change is coming. We are not expendable. We are the business. She's right about that. This is a fight card for everyone, not some oligarch schmoozed fest, cough, cough, White House card, cough. Tickets start at just $68.
Ticket price is good.
And I like all that. This comment's the best. Yeah, this card is stacked. It was 10, 15 years ago.
This is not the most stacked card, but this is one of the most important cards.
This card is fun, and for this, what the White House should have been. Like, it's for the casuals. It's going to garner views. It's going to be the most watched MMA fight in history. So she's right about most watched fight in history. It's a great card. It's a fun card. Try putting together a better card with fighters outside the UFC. The MVP dude, they crushed it with this. Is it the most stacked card of all time? That's insanity.
No, but I will say this. They do want to try their hand in MMA. There's a lot riding on this card.
100%. Now, yes, a lot of them are a little over the hill. For MVP, the stress and the expectations, how does the Netflix has always killed it on the promotional side. As far as the production side, their execution is great. They have no hiccups, really. It's been really great. So for this card, it's kind of like, all right, the entire world's tuning in. It's going to be the most watched MMA fight of all time. Is it going to have the same vibes and feeling as UFC Seattle? Meaning finishes, excitement, you have decisions, submissions, knockouts, battles, blood. So, and they can't control that. And you're dealing with older fighters, so who knows what we're going to get. So for MVP, it's like you put together the very best card I've ever seen as far as fighters outside the UFC. It's impossible to do. Check. Does it deliver? That's not up to MVP. That's not up to Netflix. It's up to the fighters. They're older. So will they put on the performances we're looking for? I don't know. And that's not on MVP. Put their best foot forward, and goddamn is it good. And the rest is up to the fighters.
Yeah, like usually when you're getting a good card outside the UFC, it's because of one guy. Like Demetrius Johnson versus Rod Tang.
Yeah.
Like it's that you're like, oh, it's this one fight, and then a bunch of people I've never heard of.
Because now I bet Netflix is like, we're never doing this again. If you get fucking 8 fights, all decisions, snooze fest, they're like, oh, we're out, dude.
Yeah.
Because look at the viewership was all the way up to whatever it is, 200 million here. And because everything was so slow and not timed well, and the main event went to decision, now we lost everybody. Like, we're not doing this again. So there's a lot of pressure on them to perform, and you leave it all on the line. Go off on your shield, boys, ladies. Go out on your shield.
It is weird seeing Ronda promote this like a comedian who hasn't sold out all their dates yet, though.
Yeah, it's like Brian be like, the best card in Long Beach yucks ever.
Yeah, it's weird her being like, check out the tickets, $68. I'm like, I shouldn't hear the prices.
Nah, that makes me sad.
It's a little weird.
But it's also, the UFC's outpriced their audience.
Yeah.
So they're doing it. UFC's giving them so much.
Dude, have you seen
content?
the prices for Hamzat versus Strickland? It's like for the nosebleed seats, it's like $468.
Yeah, you're outpricing.
Who's buying that? Was a room full of sheiks?
Yeah, I mean, it's not good.
Outpricing is almost underselling it.
Ringside floor seats reaching upwards to $8,000, $14,000.
Was some Mike Tyson fight?
Yeah.
Mid-level, $500 to $1,600. That's wild. It's wild.
What were prices for tickets when you were fighting UFC? $70 for nosebleeds?
For nosebleeds, yeah, $70 to $100.
This is
You're just outpricing your fan base. It's not good.
inflation's crazy.
But that's what's great about Netflix. $68. We're good. They're going to sell out. Guarantee it. Good on them. But again, UFC's giving them so much material. So much material.
I want this to win. I want
If
MVP
you're a
to
UFC
do
fan,
well.
you want this to win because it puts pressure on the UFC to put on good fights and lower their ticket prices.
Yeah.
I'm a UFC stan. I want MVP to do well, so it forces the hand of the UFC movers and shakers to make it better.
Exactly.
Put more effort in. That's
They're a
what you
little
want.
they're like they're fighting MVP. They're sitting on the back foot.
They don't have to do anything. What else you got, Jen?
All right. It came out that the WNBA has a minimum salary increase, so it's going to be, they said above $300,000, whereas in this Fight Basics Instagram thing, it says the UFC minimum is $12,000.
What did my boy Matty Betts say? I like that guy. Go down. Why is an annual salary being compared to one fight pay? It's not apples. Yeah, he's right on that. So yeah, so their minimum pay, that's for the
That's
season.
very true,
And
yeah.
there's a season. So you're talking about apples and oranges.
Yeah, how many games is Caitlin Clark playing versus how many fights?
But that'd be a year regardless. So, but even if you're the lowest, but minimum wage, you still get screwed over if you're going to compare these two sports.
It's so stupid to compare. It doesn't make, you're talking about a team sport versus an individual. From a kid coming off the Contender Series making $12,000 is pretty fucking good until they earn their keep.
Also, Caitlin Clark kind of did grow the WNBA.
Oh.
People actually are going to go.
I don't
see.
think they're showing her. They're just using her face as it.
I wonder
but
what
just like
she's
the minimum.
making.
She's making probably millions, right?
She
Yeah.
makes more off her Nike endorsement than she does her salary.
like selling jerseys and all that. Yeah.
She's a huge draw. She's great.
And that whole re-signing of Alex Pereira, apparently his contract is now $10 million per fight.
Wow.
That's great.
He's looking a little thick. Have you seen?
Fighting heavy.
His build is so interesting for this fight.
Praying mantis on steroids.
Another cool thing about him is he posted this on his Instagram.
I thought
Him
that was
getting
so
knocked
cool.
out. Yeah, him getting knocked out and destroyed by Israel to support Israel for his last
Did
fight.
you see him? He was in the stands right
Yeah,
behind
with his camera
and he's
out.
like he looked like a fan that was super happy to see Izzy.
Their story is great.
Yeah.
The story of those two is fucking great.
Is that where he looks? I can't see a shit.
247.
Yeah, that's what it says.
His tummy looks a little weird there.
Yeah.
The love handle
Yeah.
parts, right?
I mean, he's not putting on 20 pounds of muscle though,
It
unless
says tummy.
get him test hot.
Speaking of people who know Nina, did you see Nina get in Giorgio's face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy. But in all fairness, I guess she's like, if we're gonna do the bit, it's me doing the bit. I don't want to not be.
Yeah, I'm with Nina on this. Yeah, and I like how she's sticking up for herself. I like how and then she lit up Steiny too. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lit him up.
let's
She
check this
went
out.
in on Steiny, and it
don't
wasn't even
fuck
just like
around.
a talk shit thing. She was like, "You're shit at your
She's like,
job.
you ain't shit. You have no talent.
You're riding on Bradley's
Other
coattails."
co-hosts do. You have no talent. You've asked me several times, come on. You're just bitter I won't. I'm like, get him, Nina. I love
Even Bradley commented like, damn.
Yeah.
She lit you up.
Savage.
Do you want to watch this, the whole thing? All right.
Well, you give me a date with your girlfriend Nina, and I'll give you 10K. What do you say?
Uh-oh.
What is it? You give me a date with your girlfriend Nina, and I'll give you your 10K.
That's also shit.
Giorgio.
Shit talk.
Giorgio.
You're good for her.
Hey. Giorgio. What was that? What was that? A shitty promo. Respectfully. It was disrespectful.
What part?
The part where you mentioned me up there. It was disrespectful.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
No, because you were nice in the lobby, and I took a picture. And I was trying to be really respectful, but I didn't like that shit. I didn't like it.
I apologize.
Whatever. It's fine.
Whatever, it's fine. Never good from a woman. My thing too is she doing this for the camera too. I don't know what the content is.
I mean, yeah, but you have to stand up
great
for yourself.
content, but yeah, I'm glad she stuck up for herself with these fucking
Whether it's for the
monsters.
camera or not, like you have to stand up for yourself and your brand, right?
I like it. She's not taking any shit. She's a beast, man.
And then
People need to lay
Giorgio
off
got
her.
beat again.
Giorgio got beat.
Giorgio got beat again. And maybe, I don't know if did you watch the RAF event?
Oh
Did
yeah, I love it. They're crushing.
Dylan Dennis has no business wrestling.
No,
He
yeah,
is not a wrestler.
No, but that
He also needs to stop doing anything that's not jujitsu.
I know he keeps losing. It's tough. But at
It's
least he
not a
got
good
in
look.
there. And if I'm Colby, I just focused on RAF.
I think I want to see Colby versus Armin in freestyle.
You think you do, but yeah.
That's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
His wrestling is good. His wrestling is good.
Colby's
Colby.
a monster, dude.
Yeah.
People forget he monster at Oregon State. Like fucking, he was so good. Armin.
Is that a 5-point throw right there?
You would know. I would have no idea.
I don't know if they gave him 5 for that. Might be 3.
And then he does a little hump thing here.
And they were super cool after the match.
Yeah. The thing that was the best is this part right here. Once again, let me refresh. So they did a bet. Giorgio said he paid it, $10,000 if Armin could pay him, take him down.
Mm-hmm.
Give me this. Pay on my word. If I take you down, you pay me? Okay. You got $10,000 cash here.
He's not even paying attention, but he's doing it because he's giving it to the kid. Yeah.
What a great guy. You see this? I held him a lot, but like this one is going there as well. So that's beautiful, bro. That's fucking, that's amazing. So you know, like this one is going right there.
Yeah, Armin doesn't need $10,000.
No.
You hear about the sponsorship? Someone asked him about it. Like, do you want a Richard Mills sponsorship like Ilya does? He goes, I don't need people to buy it from. I can buy it myself. I have all my money.
What I did love seeing though was Bo Bassett beat a former Olympian. But I don't know if you know Bo Bassett, but Bo Bassett is a high school. Him, PJ Duke, and Jax Forrest are 3 guys right out of high school. And Bo Bassett and PJ Duke, I believe, are going to be wrestling for the U.S. men's Olympic team.
Oh wow!
As just out of high school, that's how nasty they are.
Insane, yeah.
PJ Duke he's from New York. Fucking
savage,
nasty. Like he beat on last year. He was still a high schooler. He beat a 4-time NCAA champion, a 2-time NCAA champion, and then beat I forgot the Greek kid's name.
Jesus
but he's
Christ.
him and Bo Bassett are so nasty.
Love it.
And they're basically kids.
Yeah,
it's
hilarious.
crazy.
Just young kids.
I don't know what happened. Like I used to think we were good back in the day at wrestling in high school.
Different level.
The level of
That's sports and
of
everything.
wrestling now in high school is
The level
insane.
of everything so much higher now. It's wild, dude.
You want to just do one more and then go to fan questions? All right. So this one I thought was, I don't know how real this is, but if it's real, I kind of feel like Nina is not cool for this, but here it is. This is her talking to Dylan Dennis.
Oh, yeah. That's it on camera.
Yeah, you say you used to like men. You messed around a little bit when you were growing up, and then you switched over to women. But once you're gay, dude. It's true. It's okay. You told me you used to like men too.
You know what?
Oh, yeah.
It's fair game. Dylan Dennis, that's all he does is leak things people say, leak text
I
messages
think
from
Nina's
people.
trolling him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She pulled the Dylan
it's
Dennis
great.
on Dylan Dennis.
Yeah, she's great.
It's great.
Yeah. Shout out to Nina. It's hilarious.
I mean, is that shitty to if he
I don't
actually
think
is
she's
gay?
outing it. No, I think she's fucking around.
Yeah, it's
on
probably
camera. She's
bullshit.
like, you told me off camera you're into dudes. And I switched up. And it's hilarious.
Yeah, she's pulling a Dylan.
Yeah. All right, Tim, what do you got? Some fan questions. Thanks
Yes,
for
sir.
submitting the fan questions. You can add them for Thursday shows in the comments on this episode. So shoot your questions there. Nick will see them. Or you can DM me. I put in my stories. DM me your questions for Thursday's show. Okay.
Yeah, all the people who don't have Instagram, just put your questions in the comment section so we could just pull them.
Yep. So the way it works moving forward, so you're just not getting old questions that you've already seen on Monday's and Thursday's show, is Sunday will be all new questions moving forward. It should be all new questions. So we're still going to do the questions on Monday's show. Thursday show will have no questions. Sunday show will be all new questions. That's how we're doing it.
Alrighty.
All right.
Let's start with this one.
Take flight 24. Why does Dana White keep saying Jon was never in consideration for the White House guard? Why the runaround? What's the big deal? He's a Min Connor's fighting soon. I just think all the backlash he's getting, and they didn't close anybody on that card. It's his way of deflecting it. It's very strange. I don't get it. If you just be honest, yeah, he's gaslighting you because the UFC got so much flack for that White House card. Notice he hasn't really said much about the White House card. Not at all. Because he knows. He knows. Mm-hmm. He knows, come on, dude. You promised the best of all time, and they couldn't get it done, so this is his way of deflecting. Lone Star _ Yada.
Yada or Yoda?
Do you think Izzy's legacy is going down? Real G's know he's probably the best 185 fighter, but I feel like his ego keeps getting in the way. Do you feel like he needs to hang it up? Yeah, like I said earlier in the show, or you sit around, they feed you these young lions until there's nothing left. Or he can dip out. Hopefully they do the right thing, give him an MVP fight, like a legend fight, but that's where he's at. But as far as legacy going down, yeah, if he sticks around, it just keeps going down. He hasn't won a fight since the Poton fight, so it's not good.
He's going to lose all his aura. The difference between GSP and Anderson Silva is they stop, or even Khabib as well.
You forget Anderson went on a horrible losing streak.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the difference between the two is GSP knew when to stop.
GSP
Anderson
and
Silva
Khabib.
didn't.
They got out. People
and they have lifetime aura from that.
Yep. Food and the fighter. Love
cool dude. By the way, he's awesome.
How's the UFC going to handle the weather at the White House guard? That's what we brought up. It's going to be 1,000 degrees with 200% humidity or thunderstorms. I don't like it for the fighters. Yeah, they're not thinking about the fighters. They're thinking about the elite, the oligarch sitting in the front row. They don't want to be hot either, so they're going to have to figure out. I bet they come up with something to keep the oligarchs nice and cool. They're going to figure out for them. Yeah, they're going to be good. They're not going to be sweating. For the UFC fighters, something to take in consideration. It could affect the fights.
It's going to 100%.
UFC's fought outdoors before.
Dana said before, he's like, I don't believe in these outdoor arena fights because it ruins the
that's
sport.
Just the White House.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, whatever you want to do.
Do you prefer fighting in colder temperatures or warmer temperatures?
Those arenas are always freezing.
So you'd rather have the warmer than obviously, right?
Yeah, you warm up before the fight.
Yeah, not this warm though. Trav P. Let's say Gable Stevens has a 99 rating in wrestling at the beginning of his MMA career. Does that rating go down as he spends more years training other arts like boxing, jiu-jitsu, or does it stay at the same? For example, if in his first year his wrestling is 99, his boxing is 60, by year 3, does his boxing go up to 70 while his wrestling drops to 95? Yes, but his wrestling at 95 is better than 100% of the division wrestling. So he can forfeit some of those points in wrestling. And because it's in his DNA, wrestling is going to be his background. So when he gets hurt, he's going to go back to wrestling. So let's say his striking, when he first gets in the UFC, is a 50. His wrestling is 99. By fight 3, even if his wrestling's at 85 and his striking goes up to 75 or 70, it's still going to beat 99.99% of the roster.
Do you know what my take is on this, though? He's a 99 in wrestling on a mat. He's not a 99 yet on wrestling.
We haven't seen
in a
it.
cage.
That's a thing. Like Bo Nichols, 100 on the mat.
So I don't think his wrestling is going to go down. What I think is going to happen is he's going to improve in cage style and wrestling against the cage.
Hopefully.
And that's a different skill because right now against the cage, maybe he's a 90, right? Because it still hasn't translated over yet. But when he learns how to do that, that makes him way more on his wrestling so much more.
Yeah, like Bo Nickel will mollywop Hamzat if they do a freestyle
on a freestyle match.
Like Ted fall him, not even close.
I'm putting all my money on.
But if they get into it in the octagon, Hamzat's probably gonna beat him right now because he hasn't adjusted his wrestling style for MMA.
Exactly. Yeah. So he still has room for improvement in his MMA style wrestling.
Big difference. Big
So I
difference.
don't think his wrestling goes down. I think it actually amplifies it once he learns how to
He
use
hasn't
that.
figured it out yet. Yeah, the more fights he gets, that's
He hasn't
the point.
translated it yet.
No,
Once
not
it
at all.
translates, it's going to be way better.
Everyone's cooked.
Way better.
What else you got, Jen? A_Siller14. Do you think, oh boy, do you think Macy Barber's sweater puppies held her back in this fight? Also, it might be the reason she swung around and fell so quickly. Good Lord, dude. Good Lord. What's next for Grasso? She looked as good as ever. Maybe her versus Fiorot in the UFC Mexico in September. Winner gets a shot at the belt, or does Grasso go straight for the gold? Finish like that, I wouldn't be surprised if you go straight to the gold. Like that's one of the most epic finishes in the last 15 fucking years. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to just parlay that into a title shot. She looks so good.
Also, with the Macy Barber thing, for all the people who are taking pictures and zooming in on the poop, fucking stop. That
on the what?
She had a little poopy after she got knocked out. She got the poop knocked out.
I didn't see it, but
Are you sure?
Yeah.
AI?
No, it's real. And I feel bad because like if you get knocked out, you lose all functions of your body.
Dude.
And that's
be
really
cool to Macy Barber, man.
like it's so scummy, the people who are on Twitter trying to farm likes and stuff like that off
Yeah,
that.
that's not good.
If you have the balls to step in a cage and get knocked out, don't fucking hate on those people.
No. That's terrible. Shout out to Macy Barber. Pantero MMA.
Oh, that's
Scroll up, Chin. This is a big one. How to market yourself as a fighter without selling out. Define selling out, Bubba. Biggest tip for a 4-0 fighter, 3 finishes pro fighter to break into the UFC. I'm a 28-year-old pro fighter from Tampa, Florida. I've just sold my house and will step down from my full-time job as an apparel designer for Odd Socks March 13th. I assume that's a fight. I aim to market myself aggressively with content, more fights, hopefully brand deals. I've been so consumed by working 9 to 5 for the last 5 years while training 5-6 days a week. Online branding deals has suffered. All right, young man. You can keep reading, blah, blah, blah. I would do everything I can to avoid spending the money I made from pending house deal. Scroll up, Chin. Here's the thing, young man. You're 4-0, 3 finishes. What worries about me is you're worried about gaining followers and getting brand deals when you're 4-0. Just fight. They don't care right now your TikTok dances and how good you're on, Twitter and Instagram. Buddy, fight as many that's where you're going to make the bulk of your money. Fight as many times as you can, get as much experience as you can on the regional scene, make a name for yourself, try and stay undefeated. It's not the end of the world if you're not, but try and stay undefeated, get good competition, expand your skills, worry about brand deals once you get to the big show. Right now, don't worry about it. If you have a manager who's getting them on your shorts, stuff like that, and it's extra few $1,000s a fight, all good. Your number one focus should be skill development and finishing and winning fights. Not brand deals, not how to market yourself. Cut all that shit out because you're never going to make it. You're never going to make it if you're like, man, I need to get a finish here so I can post on Instagram so I can get a brand deal. Buddy, you're focused on the wrong things. It's so tough to get to the UFC. Even with Contender Series, never been an easier time. But also, you got to win fights. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. This reminds me of kids in like travel ball with all the swag and they can't fucking hit. I'm like, you're focused on the wrong thing, dude. You look the part, but you haven't put in the work. So for him, put in the work. The rest will take care of itself, dude. The rest will win fights, get as much experience as you can before you get to the UFC. So when you get to the UFC, you're off to the races. So when you get to the UFC, probably Contender Series, you make a name for yourself on Contender Series, then we're off to the races. We're not worried about how you look on social media. We're not worried about brand deals right now.
I can tell you from a fan's perspective too, that if you're just fighting, if you're putting out content, the only way I'm even watching your content from a fan's perspective is if you're fighting in the bigger divisions and putting out highlight reels from those. So if you're not fighting and focusing on just being the best possible fighter and having those highlight reels,
you're not going to make it.
Then I'm probably not even going to go to your page.
No. Yeah, start bringing guys up. Don't worry about the optics and the views and all that stuff. The work is done when nobody's watching, Bubba. So you got to focus on that, especially you're 4-0. You're just getting started and you're 28, so we got to get going. Fight as much as you can. See as much styles as you can. Fight the wrestler. Fight the kickboxer. Fight the jiu-jitsu specialist. Fight the guy who's good at everything. Figure it out, dude, and start winning more. And eventually you'll be undeniable. But don't worry about this shit right now. Otherwise, you're not going to make it.
So the TLDR of it all is get as good as humanly possible.
Yep.
And then let your work speak for itself.
Correct.
But I mean, it also helps to have like an interesting social media presence, not like putting all of the eggs in one basket.
Right now. At Forno, you're not going to make it. At Forno, it does not matter. There's a kid in Dagestan who's 0-0, who can't even speak English, who will mop the fucking floor with you. It's too competitive, dude. Fuck the brand deals right now. You're not going to make it. If you're 4-0 and you're worried about that and you're 28, buddy, you're not going to make it.
All righty.
Casmo O_. Do you think the UFC would benefit from booking rivalry matches opposed to straight rank matches like the old days with the rivalries Rampage, Vanderlei, Shogun, Henderson, Brock, Mir to build stars? All right, let me ask you this, Bubba. What rivalry do you speak of? Go. Name a rivalry in the UFC. Go.
I got one.
That's one of the issues. Strickland Hamzat? Done.
Ilya Islam, but that's just rankings.
Two different divisions.
But that's also just rankings.
Yeah, it's rankings, but also two different divisions. They both have a lot of work to do in the respective divisions. They have other contenders. Like it's kind of a rivalry. It's kind of not because they're in two different divisions. But name a rivalry like Jose Aldo, Conor McGregor, DC, Jon Jones. That's not happening these days.
I mean, also, the only fights that we care about, like these fights, are people who are already in the top. Because like we said before, there's not enough depth in a lot of these weight classes where it is just rankings. That's the rivalry.
That's the rivalry. And then Strickland Hamzat's your closest thing you're going to get to this, and we're getting that in April.
And they did do that for a while. They did do just rivalries, and people were complaining, like, how come this person who's ranked number 2 in the division isn't getting it?
They can sell a story. Right now, it's all manufactured, so Hamzat Strickland's the closest you can get on this.
Who would you put in a celebrity boxing match against Brian?
To make a good fight, Mario Lopez.
Really?
It's a damn good one.
I don't know, man. Have you seen Mario wrestle?
Fuck Brian up.
But they're
Mario's
very close.
wrestling is...
No, I want to see Brian.
That's a boxing.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I want to see Brian get annihilated so I don't have to hear about his training fighting the kid.
Mario Lopez is fucking really good at wrestling, and his jiu-jitsu is really good.
So either Mario Lopez or, I don't know.
Give him Hamzat.
Hamzat?
This is boxing, though. This is boxing, right?
Yeah. Even
So
Hamzat
it would just be boxing.
Yeah, even Hamzat boxing.
I mean, see him against Adam 22.
Brian would kill him, I think.
Yeah, Brian would beat Adam 22.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I want to see him get beat up.
Jason Love.
Yeah, Brian's not fighting a big black guy. He's too scared. Canelo? Again, I want him just to get so fucked up I don't have to hear about his training and fighting the kid. Whatever stops that momentum. Anthony Joshua? Sure. What else you got? Sam Owen, Welsh strength coach. Hey, Brendan, love the show, man. Thanks for doing what you do. Who are your top 3 favorite fighters from the UK of all time, boxing or MMA? Bisping, Paddy, Hardy.
Hardy was the shit back then.
All right, that's it, dudes. Love you guys. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. Keep submitting the questions on the YouTube comments on this episode. We'll do them for Friday's show. Send them there. Nick will see them. Or DM me questions for Friday's show. I love you. It'd be actually Thursdays. Comes out on Friday. So make sure I get them before Thursday. Love you guys. Thanks for making this page what it is. That's it, man. Be nice to each other. Enjoy the fights this weekend. I apologize on the UFC's behalf for giving me the shit. But I love you guys. Hope you enjoyed UFC Seattle. To all the baseball dads out there, be cool, man. Till next time, I'm out.
Things I hate, terrorists and electric cars.
Why are you trying to go so fast?
Got 1,000 horsepower.
Right there.
That's the BFD there?
That's it.
BFD stands for Bigfoot's Dick Camshaft. Super rare Porsche.
And maybe you overbuilt the trans a little bit?
If you're gonna party, you can't be blowing trans. We're gonna see if we can make Brandon Schaub shit his pants.
I think that car's gonna hit him harder than he can probably hit other people.